Doers and dreamers. Hello, live from Atlanta. My name is Haji Bakari Silla. And here's a question. Do you want to know how to get 40 leads in 48 hours for your business? Basically, without the usual hassle of cold calling. Rosemary, thanks for joining. How are you? Do you want to know how to get 40 leads in 48 hours for your business? So just keep paying attention because I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. So here's the thing. No fluff. Your business needs to implement our proprietary 3 in 3 system to grow predictably in 2024 and above. All right. These are the 3 things that your business should be doing every day. Your business should be capturing leads. In the different ways your business can capture leads is if you're a local business, just inbound sales calls. You know, your customers, your prospects is going to call you, and you're expected to pick up the phone and serve them. And in reciprocity, they will exchange. There'll be a trade, and then your business will grow. You know, that's the most simplistic way to grow your business. But here's the problem. The vast majority of small businesses, King Jodo, King Jodo, how you doing? The vast majority of small businesses are not optimized to really receive those calls. I mean, think about it. Think about you in your own scenario. When was the last time you called a local business to give them your hard-earned money? You know, and just to realize that nobody was really responding to your call. That you didn't get no engagement. It turns out that more than half of all sales inbound calls go unanswered. Now, I'll submit to you, when someone calls your phone to give you business to your local realtor, and someone's calling to buy a house, that's a lead. All right. And one of the things you got to start thinking about intentionally, because I think everything is a mindset, right? If you put yourself into the framework of how much a potential prospect is worth to you, you're going to be more intentional about making sure that you optimize every single call. For example, like with a realtor, how much is one deal worth to you? How much is a package worth to you? Give and take anywhere from 4,000, 3,000 and above, depending on whether you're doing commercial, single family, or you're doing something, or you're doing something else. And also think about it from that perspective. Another way you can think about your inbound calls is if that customer eventually gets a hold of you and experience your service, what are the chances that they're going to tell their friends and family? Research shows that if you really take good care of your customers, they'll refer anywhere from 1 to 3 of their friends and family to your business. But unfortunately, just like I said before, we have a big problem. Collectively, as small businesses, the vast majority of our inbound prospects call and no one pick up. But that's one thing you should be doing. You should be actively nurturing, capturing your leads, in 2024 and above, and nurturing them. So how do you nurture your leads? How do you follow up? That's one of the biggest problems. It's like I consult with small business all the time. One of the biggest problems is the ability to follow up with your leads. At any given time, only 10 to 15% of your audience, your targeted audience, is ready to buy. The vast majority, which is about 90%, are in nurture mode. Some people are just researching. Some people are just looking around. Some people are just kicking the tire just to look under the hood and see what's really popping. They're not ready to buy. And some people are not even problem aware, let alone thinking about the next phase of their buyer's journey, where you get solution aware and then you go try to research to find a solution. So what do you do with those people? And here's what's really, really funny, right? Because the vast majority of businesses, we really just compete on that small percentage of the buyers that are ready to buy now. I call that the red ocean. And then shy away from nurturing the vast majority of your followers. Gia, thanks for joining. And then shy away from the vast majority of your followers, which is 90% who's ready to buy later. But those who are ready to buy later are in nurture mode. So you gotta nurture them. They gotta get to know, like, and trust you. And when they get to know, like, and trust you, you can sell them the mountain, right? At that point, you go from being just a vendor to a trusted advisor, right? So how do you build trust? You nurture them over time and get them to a place where you give them enough information. Confused minds always say no. The best buyer is an educated buyer. But we really don't take the time to educate them, though. Everybody's going for somebody who's ready to buy now. Now, I'm not naive. I'm not saying don't I'm not saying don't take the money if someone's ready to buy now. Definitely take grab the bag and run with it. You gotta pay your bills. You just gotta be happy. You went into business so that you can hopefully serve your community. You have a special gift and special service, and in return, they're gonna reciprocate by giving you a lifestyle, right? Where you can take care of your family, your friends, go on vacation, and be happy. Ultimately, that's the purpose of most businesses. So get the money. If the money comes up front, definitely go for it and get the money. But what I'm saying is that we really neglect the people who are not ready to buy it. And those are oftentimes some of the best buyers. All right. And that's where the nurturing comes in. Now, you can use tools to nurture, right? You can use text messaging. As a matter of fact, text messaging is one of the most preferred way to actually nurture now, because text messaging, think about it. The percentage of the open rate text message is 98%. Chances are if someone texts you, you're going to look at that. At some point, you're going to look at that text message. Whereas email is still there. We're a big fan of the layer approach, where you can do some email, do some text messaging, do some voice drop, do a little bit of Instagram, and really capture them. That's what I was saying. Intentionally, you got it every day. Be intentional. First of all, before you get to that intentionality, you got to set a goal. How many people in the chat that has a goal for 2024? I mean, just be honest. Do you have a goal for 2024 and say intentionally, I want to make multi-six figure? As a matter of fact, don't be more intentional. Like in 2024, I want my business to generate 500,000. Could be 200,000. Could be 150. People have different goals, but whatever happens, you gotta set a goal. You gotta draw a line in the sand. Because if you don't have a goal, the absence of goal means it's no goal, right? And one of my best saying that I usually say all the time, because I use that to actually remind myself, is a man who believes he can and a man who believes he can't are both right. You just got to choose your lane. I call you guys doers and dreamers, because I believe that the vast majority of the people who would consume this kind of content has a mentality of a doer. Right? So that's why I said doers and dreamers. But then think about it. You got to be intentional coming back to your goals. By your goal setting, you got to make a declaration in 2024. So once you make that declaration, you set your goal, you write it down, and you have it on Post-it note or as a screensaver somewhere. You look at it every day. There's something that happens if you want something so bad that it's all around you. Okay? So matter of fact, this stuff is really, really funny. Every time I go and get a new car, like I switch car, I go and get a new car, all of a sudden I stopped seeing the car that I just bought all over the place. I mean, think about it. It happens to the best of us. That means your brain is associating what you're aspiring for and what you're getting close to is really bringing that closer to you so you can become more aware. So it can be front of mind. So once you make that declaration, you want to make sure you have that front of mind because aspiration is great, but aspiration without execution is really not a cohesive plan to move forward. So the next thing you do is that you get in proximity of a mentor. Being in proximity of a mentor just really means to getting close to somebody who's done what you've done before or getting close to someone who's successful. There's a great saying that if you put yourself in a room with 5 millionaires, you're bound to be the next one. So proximity of mentorship is great. Last but not the least, you got to get the tools to help grow your business. All right. We are nothing without the tools. Once you get the right system, and the reason why I'm bullish about getting systems and processes, whether it's CRM, whether it's using AI, using automation to really create those predictable systems and processes, the reason why I'm bullish about moving forward with that stuff is because the technology is here and the return on your investment is justified. You know, you can get some of these things implemented in this day and age for pennies on the dollars. One of our biggest problems collectively as small businesses is not having enough time. All right? And I'm bullish about automation because you can never get your time back. The closest to really getting you to maximize your time is automation. Automation gives you the ability to get some of your time back. And automation comes in when you set up these systems and processes where your business is functioning without you being there. So 3 things: make a declaration, getting proximity of mentorship. Mentorship does not necessarily mean you talk to someone. It can be a podcast. It can be a book. It can be just continuing education about how to serve your clients better. And you get the mentor about that continuing education. And then last but not least, you got to get the tools. So coming back to the 3 and 3 method, we've talked about how to capture leads. We'll talk about some of the ways, and we'll talk about nurturing. And now the next thing is closing. And really that's where ka-ching, that's where that rubber hits the road because you got to make money, right? So we're talking about capture, nurture, close the deals, right? Close the deals. All right. So when you close the deals, the question is, how do you close your deals? How do you close the deals? I mean, do you talk to them on the phone? Do you have a pizza shop where they come in and you got posters on the wall with offers? Do you have a great service in a restaurant or a hair salon that really, when people come, they're ready to sell? Because one of the things is really interesting. When I'm talking to small business, I said, well, what is your closing rate? What is your ability to close a deal? What is your closing rate? Everybody's closing rate is 80%. But that's not true. It's really not true because if that was the case, everybody would be successful, okay? But here's the thing. What are you using? What channels are you using close? Are you booking people on your calendar for appointment and all that good stuff and closing in? Then after you close the deal, what do you do next? That's not the end, though. After you close the deal, what you do, the next thing you do is intentionally ask your customers by referrals. I was talking to this one business that serve 720 customers per year. But when I checked the Google profile, they only had 12 reviews. There's something wrong with that story. But it's not her fault. The sister's just busy. But when you're busy, that's when you reach out to the tools that can help you intentionally reach out to these people and get reviews. So you capture, nurture, close, and then intentionally ask them for reviews. The next thing that comes up to review is that you ask them for referrals. Every customer is supposed to help you get 3 more. But first, you got to do a great job to get into that point. And then last but not the least, one of the places where I've seen the biggest opportunity is reactivation, win back, re-engagement of customers that already know you, they know your brand, they know, like, and trust you. They've already given you money, so the ability for them to give you more money is easy. I mean, there's this saying that if someone give you $1, the ability for them to give you $200 go up 200% because they already know you. But unfortunately, most businesses do not re-engage. I'm currently working with an HVAC contractor here in Atlanta called Sean. Sean's been in business for 20 years. He had a CRM in his spreadsheet where he had 4,000 customers. I mean, they were all over the place in QuickBooks, spreadsheet, sticky notes. And so when we started talking, it was like, have you ever nurtured your people? Have you ever nurtured your clients? And he said, no. I'm like, well, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm paying for leads and Thumbtack, Yelp, Google. I'm paying Thumbtack. Google, he's paying $40 per lead, not customer. On Facebook, he's paying $35 per lead. But yet he was sitting on a database of 4,000 customers talking about leaving money on the table. Talk about the low-hanging fruit. So as soon as we started working together, the first thing we did, we tapped into nurturing those customers that he's never touched. We created an offer. I usually say create a gateway offer, something that's going to make your ideal customers jump over the babies and run through a brick wall to get it. Because you're trying to win them back. All right, so once they come in, then you have the ability to upsell them. But just yesterday, Tom reached out to me. He said, stop the campaign. And we've only done 500 of the 5,000 customers because he wants to change the offer. It's going too good. He doesn't have the manpower. And think about it. What's really ironic about his situation is that this is money that was just sitting there. Well, you don't have to pay for no ads. You don't have to pay Google or Facebook. Just go back to your customers and nurture them. Now, the question is, are you 3M3 compliant in your business? Do you have the systems and processes going to 2024? All right, to capture, nurture, to reactivate, to ask for reviews and referrals, all done automatically in your business. That's what gives your business an unfair advantage over your competitors. It's funny, I was talking to one of my family members who was asking me about AI. I was like, well, AI just means using automation, especially in business. Now, I'm not talking about some of the ethical issues and stuff. That's a whole different conversation. But I'm really, really, really bullish about using any kind of technology to grow businesses. Because if you don't do it, guess what? Joe right next to you is going to be doing it. It's going to leave you in the dust. Now, we have a webinar. I have a Freedom Summit on the 28th of this month where we talk about, where we hang out, we talk about business, we talk about how we can use some of the more cutting edge systems and processes, leverage them to grow your business pennies on the dollars. Okay? Information is gold. Just having the ability to have those information to implement those systems and processes in your business is the first step towards actually making that declaration. Step one, you got to show up. Remember, a man who believes he can, the one who believes he can't are both correct. It's up to you to be intentional about choosing your path. All right, to join the webinar, you can text me. That's 404. You can text the word freedom. The 404-998-4773. That's freedom, the word freedom. Text the 44. And when you do that, it's interesting. I did a talk a couple of days ago at a restaurant, a whole group of people. So I was like, text freedom to 404-998-4773 and join the free training. Everybody texts but nobody took the next step. That's very interesting. I think that's really funny because I look in the back end, there was a whole bunch of people who text. But when you text, what happens is that you automatically get the link to register. You got to take that second step. Okay, so you can text or you can go to webinar.tchmedia.ai and register. That's my time. Love is love. See you at the top. All right. My name is Haj Bakari Sila, and that's my time. Thanks for hanging out. Now, if any one of you guys need to talk one-on-one, just DM me or call that phone number. I'll talk to you about, your situation. If I can help you, I will. If I can't, hopefully I will have the ability to point you in the right direction. That's my time. Talk to you guys later. Peace.